Girls Like Us TV, we have a special guest for you. Hitch, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Hitch. Jazz just introduced me, but
but yes, so today we are talking toxic. We know our women toxic, our men toxic, so we're about to dive right into it. So, to begin, I want to ask you, what is toxic to you?
in my opinion, toxic is when one of the significant others is draining the other person.
Okay.
Using what they know, push their buttons, and just not trying to change anything. Just repetitive, horrible behavior in a relationship.
Okay.
That's my definition of being toxic.
All right. So you're a man. Do you have a toxic experience you can share with us? Sound like you got a couple.
I got several.
Okay.
I got several because, like I shared, I've been that toxic guy. I mean, toxic was all I knew. Having one woman was just unheard of to me. I mean, I'm just being honest.
That's true. That's true.
I think I was the most toxic man in Georgia.
What? Are you serious?
What are you doing?
What were you doing?
So when you say toxic, you mean like you couldn't just stay faithful?
I could not stay faithful to anything in the world.
So like, what made you do that? Even if you had like the best girl ever, you just couldn't do it?
I think I lost a lot of the best women ever with me
Okay.
being toxic. I'm just being honest. Like those women that I hurt and put through all that, I mean, man.
So do you think it was like the women that caused you to be like that?
It wasn't the women, because let's just say I had that woman that was enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still tried to find even a little reason to make it seem like she's not enough.
So it was you.
It was me.
Wow. I ain't never heard nobody accountability. Please, say it again.
Yeah.
That's the timing.
Yes. So can you dive into a story about your toxic past?
I mean, there's so many stories. I don't want to make myself seem like the bad guy, but I'm just being honest. I mean, y'all want me to be honest, right?
True.
Yeah.
So I think what I did the most, my main toxic trait was, since I do make so much money, being a six-figure young black male and having different women, I always use my money to my advantage. Like, I'm going to cheat. Yes, I'm going to do this, but you're not going to go anywhere because my toxic ass got all this money. And when we cheating, I'm finna come home and give you $5 and say, hey, look, go to the mall and get what you want.
But that's what a lot of men do. Like, they like to buy their women, like gift their women and excuse the behavior, so to speak. And a lot of women enable that. So,
but let's also talk about, okay, you make six figures now, but then there was a time probably where you didn't make six figures. Can you speak to that, and were you still toxic even when you didn't have the money?
I was still toxic. I was going broke being toxic.
Wow.
But to chime in what Keisha said, Moneybag Yo said, you think you can fix everything with your dick and lips.
Yeah.
And I was that nigga. Like,
yeah.
Your dick and your lips, and your money.
That could fix a lot of shit.
That put a band-aid on a lot of things.
Yeah.
With the right woman, a strong woman ain't gonna put up with that.
Yeah.
At all.
That's true.
At all.
Wow. So do you feel like, and again, not to disrespect those women any kind of way, but do you feel like those women were weak because they stayed as long as they did? Were you the person to break it off with them, or did they inevitably realize that you was the one that was being toxic and they left?
I read books. I used to read books on women to try to figure out how to.
You was that toxic.
I was that toxic.
That's so scary.
Yeah, to try to figure out how I can, not manipulate this woman, but do everything I can to keep her with me being still toxic.
Did you love any of them?
Yeah.
Whew. So, now we know that men can be toxic, but what are y'all's input on women being toxic?
They definitely can be. I definitely 100% agree that women can be, but women are emotional creatures. So us acting out of our emotions so much can create some form of toxicity in a relationship because we're such an endangerment with our emotions. We don't do relationships with what reality is. Like, we don't accept the reality of the person for the most part. Not to say men don't, but we're speaking of women. A lot of women don't accept the reality for what is going on, and they get their emotions so caught up. Because I have done that. I've been there. I've done that. I've gotten my emotions caught up with how I felt about it instead of accepting what reality was showing me with those people, with our relationship, with those situations. And that in the form, even though I'm not out here cheating, I've never cheated on anyone a day in my life. Even though I'm not out here cheating, even though I'm not the one who's cussing somebody out, nagging, none of that, it's still a form of toxicity when you enable behavior as well. Because now y'all are toxic together, allowing certain things to go down. And I had to have a reality check plenty of times of being like, that's a form of being toxic.
Well, what I've come to realize is that women oftentimes ignore the signs. They ignore the red flags. To me, that is a sign of toxicness. Yeah. Because we'll see plain as day a man is not the one for us, or they might got something going on, and we, like as Keisha, to her point, we allow ourselves to keep thinking that, oh, for me, it's gonna be for me, and it's hardly ever for us. It's always something else. So I feel like that's how we can be toxic, because we don't necessarily see the signs head on, or we do see them and we ignore them.
Yeah. Also, another thing, I feel like as women, we can kind of like, we can't take accountability a lot of the time. So a lot of the stuff that's going on in the relationship that might be going wrong, like say if it's our fault, we'll be like, no, that's not my fault, it's you. Basically, you're the problem. You're the one that's like causing this. Basically, like we kind of like gaslight our partner to kind of thinking like it's them. They're the reason why the relationship's going wrong, pretty much. And I kind of feel like that's the reason that a lot of women can be toxic, if we be honest.
Yeah, I definitely think women can be toxic, and I also think it's kind of being normalized right now. Especially like if you get on social media and stuff and you see all the memes, like people think it's like fun and cute and a thing to do to be toxic.
Absolutely.
Like it's this page on Instagram, I'm pretty sure we all follow, Justin LA Boy.
Exactly.
That whole page is toxic. It says the most, like one of the toxic things off the top of my head, it said, you're in her DMs, but I'm in her car and she's hiding me on her Instagram story.
Yeah,
that's toxic.
Yes.
But for some reason, everybody loves toxic.
It's kind of like praising toxicity.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody laughing in the comments.
Yeah.
So women definitely can be toxic.
I feel like deep down we all like a little toxic in our relationship.
Maybe
like,
it's a thrill.
Yeah, it's a thrill. Like,
That's it.
yeah, we all like a little toxic, because if we was fully toxic, would you really be intrigued?
You mean you wasn't?
If you was, if it was fully not toxic, would you really be like?
I think it comes with growing up, because when you're younger, you know, you're having fun and stuff. But I feel like as you get older, that toxic stuff, it really just gets so draining.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like immature people want toxic. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm good on the toxic relationship. I don't want no toxicity. I don't want you to cheat on me to make me want you again. I'm straight. That's just me though, and I think. But I see what you're saying, because I feel like when I was younger, it was like I see so many girls like that happen. Now I want him again. Now they flipping tables to get to you. Bag. Everybody's gonna have to makeup. So I'm saying, I feel like the more you mature in life, like we need to stop normalizing that.
Exactly. Stop normalizing being in a relationship, and that's not what you want. A relationship should be 1 and 2 people, and that's it. Like so many people keep getting in these relationships for a comfort of a man or a woman, and you're not ready for that. And I be getting on people like, why you hitting me up and you talking about you want to talk to this person, do this and do that? Then why you in a relationship? And help me to understand these women out there who feel like that's okay to go have a little side piece, and these men out there who think it's okay to have multiple sexual partners and do that. Why are you in a relationship? Just be single. Then you can F anybody for free with nobody getting hurt. Everybody sleeps good at night, and then the world is a better place. But people don't want to do that. Like, what's the problem with doing that?
I feel like women, like toxic is not just cheating, but like, so I feel like y'all say a lot about like toxic is cheating or going outside of a relationship. But isn't toxic more than that?
Yeah, like I said, it's like gaslighting people, like all kinds of stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. Why are we normalizing that? Because if you feel like those are the types of things you want to do, then just don't. You don't have to be in a relationship. Like, I don't get it. I just don't.
I also think you don't even have to be in a relationship to be toxic. I mean, you can be toxic even outside of just men and women. You can be toxic in your friendships. It's a lot of ways to be toxic. So even if, like, you know, you're saying, like how he said, he wasn't in a relationship with those girls, but he was still the most toxic man in America. I mean, not America, but Atlanta. In Atlanta. Or Georgia. So he wasn't in a relationship, but I'm pretty sure he had pretty strong entanglements going on, talking about he loves somebody, so it's still toxic.
Yeah. So do women, like, take accountability for those failed relationships?
What do you think, Tay?
When they are toxic?
No, I mean, I don't want to speak for y'all, but I think that everything that happens is always the man's fault.
Yeah.
Y'all are quick to say, I did this because you did this. I mean, if he's doing you wrong, leave that nigga.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm just being for real.
Yeah.
I had plenty of women that could have been left me, but they liked the toxic.
And then when they do break up, it's like, well, he wasn't shit. Like, then he gonna constantly blame the nigga or blame the guy for doing you wrong when you had your own person. You could have left.
Do you think they like the toxic, or do you think they like the comfort zone? Because I think that's what happens with a lot of people. A lot of these women, they get in these relationships, and it's like there's, you know, it's been a long time. They're so comfortable, and they feel like, not me specifically, but they feel like I'm gonna just stay because if I go to the next guy, it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
A lot of people have that mentality.
Yeah. I think it could be multiple things. It could be self-esteem. You scared to leave, like, or you have so much faith in that guy you think he about to change, or like women, they think that you could change him, but you can't continue to change a man.
Yeah.
Do you think y'all can change? I mean, you change, but do you think you can change with that girl that you was being toxic with?
That's a great question. Reason being because my last 3 relationships that I was in, I thought that girl was the one. I said, I'm finna change for this girl.
Okay.
But when I said I'm finna change for me,
It hit different.
that's gonna change. So the girl I'm with now, I didn't change for her. I changed for her. She probably thinks I changed for her, but I did not. I changed for myself. And that made me a better person for her.
You gotta stop thinking you can change these men.
Yeah.
Because they gotta want it.
So you're right, we can leave. And many times I feel like, yes, I should have left, but I also feel like that comes with maturity. I mean, I had, like I said before, I have cheated on my relationship. And again, I didn't cheat until he did something to me first. I should have left, but I did it, and I did play get back. He don't know that I played get back, but I did. And I just kind of feel like sometimes, you know, it's just hard to leave. It's hard to leave. Like, it's harder to leave, but that's the more admirable thing to do, but it is hard.
Okay, so I'm kind of confused because it's like, you say, okay, if I'm doing, as you as a man, if I'm doing bad, I'm cheating, just leave. But then on the other hand, you also want like a ride or die girl that can stick with you through everything.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of like, as girls, that can be kind of confusing because it's like, y'all cherish the girls who ride or die. And if y'all say, people like Lori, for instance, who they say just left when the first thing went down, that she a hoe for just moving on so fast.
And also, like, why does it always fall on the women? Like, if you're the toxic one, why is it always like the women? Well, she ain't leave, so it's her problem. Like, she the one that got something wrong with her. Like, why is that?
Okay, when we do wrong things, when we be toxic, so that's the topic of the session. When y'all don't leave, y'all condone it. Y'all saying that is okay for me to do that. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to do that because she ain't going nowhere. Why would I change?
But in a sense, when you're in a relationship, because I've been cheated on before, and when they cheat, I didn't stay because they said, okay, Keisha, I'm going to keep cheating, so stick around. No, they're telling me I'm going to change. I'm going to, like how they say in Just the LA Boy, I'm going to go talk to the lady. Like, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to prayer. Like, no one likes failure. Man, woman, no one likes failure. And for me personally, part of the reason why I stay is because I don't want to have a sense of getting to a comfort level of being happy and having bliss in your relationship, that you really love and care about someone, and the overall aspect of that relationship is happiness, you love, and then you have some outside things that need to be worked on. So I feel like that's unfair when no woman is, honestly, for me, most women aren't staying because the man said, I'm going to keep cheating on you, so stick around. You crazy if you stick around. But when have you been honest with a woman and you sat there and you told her, look, I'm going to keep cheating on you, so you either going to stick around or you not. That's a woman who's enabling toxicity. That's a woman who's saying, I'm going to allow a man to do what the hell he wants to do, and I'm going to accept that. But when have you told a woman that and then she stayed?
I'm glad Keisha said that. Seriously. I hate to even say this, but my last relationship, she came over to my house. This, to be honest, this is probably one of the best women I ever had in my life. Church girl, I mean, Sunday, every Wednesday in the choir, I mean, all of that. I lost a good girl, I did. But she came to my house, and I was cheating on her with a girl. The girl was in the bed, we went outside to talk, and I told her it's gonna be this right here or nothing at all. I'm going to cheat on you with that girl, either you stay or you leave. She stayed.
Wow.
Okay, so now that's not me.
She stayed. I mean, so that means she was condoning the toxic.
She was,
she know better. But she in church. She know better.
Oh.
And she still stayed.
In church or not, she condoned the hell out of that.
Right, I agree with that because sometimes I feel like again, like I said, you're a very rare case. We've all seen Baby Boy, and we saw when Tyrese told her, like, look, I lie to you because I love you. I'm out here telling these women the truth. And I just kind of feel like that's what they do. I'm not going to say you didn't love her. I'm sure you loved her. But at that moment, I feel like, in my opinion, I don't think you could have loved her that way. Because you told her the truth as opposed to men. That's what they do. They're mass manipulators, in my opinion. They lie. They're going to say, I'm not going to cheat. I'll never do it again. They're going to go to counseling. They're going to do all of that stuff. And they're going to do it again because you stayed. I really think that's how y'all think.
So could you handle it if she turned and was toxic to you? Could you handle that type of thing?
Can't no man, none of the viewers that's watching this can honestly say they can handle it. You be in your room about to cry. You let she go like that nigga picture who you think that she messing with, you finna cry. You finna turn on some Tyrese, some Marvin Gaye, you finna cry. Men cannot handle when they dish out. We can't. I know I can't.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of be here for it when a woman be toxic. If they're in that situation, my thing is, if you're gonna, I call it this, if you're gonna stay and you're gonna be dumb, I feel like Aisha said, get back is necessary. If you're not strong enough to leave, I feel like, I'm about to play your game.
But how's it a get back if he didn't never find out? Like he's still thinking you smitten and head over heels for him. So I just personally feel like you just wanted to excuse yourself and go F somebody.
No, nobody's saying.
Well, I ain't never did that. So let me
like he said, as little as liking somebody's picture, you don't have to F nobody. It takes a little bit of things.
So you feel validated.
You can go get Mexican food and he gonna be sick. All I'm saying is sometimes you gotta niggas get comfortable and you gotta get them.
You gotta remind them.
She said her man didn't find out. So what?
I'm talking in general. I
see what you're saying.
I feel like how he said that.
That's a sneaky link.
I feel like that girl in his situation, his girl stayed. If I was her, first of all, I wouldn't have stayed if you tell me that. But there's no way you about to tell me.
But you say that though.
No, if he tell me I'm gonna still cheat on you.
Is she in the bed?
Yeah.
You know. See, that's what I'm saying. We gotta stop saying that we gonna leave until we be in them.
But let me tell you this: if I'm gonna stay if I'm gonna stay like she said, you honestly best believe I'm about to get. It's about.
But you're saying you're going out to eat and you're gonna make sure he knows.
But see, and yes, he's gonna.
Okay.
You were just saying like I just want to have comfort in knowing I was like
No. I never had a man be that forward with me. That's what I'm saying. If they did, he don't know.
But y'all saying all that, but y'all doing that, y'all just as wrong. That means y'all toxic as well. Two wrongs don't make it work.
Yeah, right. It just keeps cycling around.
And I don't agree. Toxic is not okay. It's not okay at all. But what I was saying is, two could play that game. Like the movie.
But y'all, I feel like y'all are stuck on like the cheating part of toxic. Like it's so much.
It's more to
it than that. So like, what part of toxic, other than cheating, is toxic?
When a man emotionally drains a woman, what's that movie? That Tyler Perry movie.
I Ain't Bad All By Myself. Or no, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
No, the one when.
Ceremony.
No, I think Why Did I Get Married?
Oh yeah.
You know when she came out in her lingerie and he laughed at her?
Oh wow.
That's toxic, man.
That's belittling.
Toxic.
But she kept trying to like get like a good reaction.
It's so toxic.
So we said like if a woman is putting out all this effort, she is trying to seduce you, trying to feel beautiful, and you laugh at her.
That's toxic.
That's toxic.
Who wrote that? Would y'all wrote that?
No. That's how I don't see why people stay like in them. It's draining. Like you have them ups, but then it's like dang, them downs. The downs be outweighing it.
And there's a time that y'all have been toxic in y'all's relationships.
Okay, so be ready for Asia.
Right.
She a sneaky link.
Let's be real.
We know what's happening. I don't know. I mean, I think my biggest, and again, I apologize to those ladies because y'all know who y'all are. My biggest toxic thing that I did in relationships is once I found out you were cheating on me or a woman was in the picture, I was trying to take her head off. I think that's toxic. I feel like the man is the issue.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm mature now. I see that. But back then, I'm like, where's she at? Like, I was looking for the woman. And I was trying to attack that woman because I felt like, this is my man. Why are you trying to deal with him? Like, I couldn't see past the pillow talking he may have did with her, or things he may have whispered in her ear. I was just so bent on like, this my man, everybody know this mine, and then why you talking to him? But it's like I didn't realize that, and I feel like that's why I went wrong, because I literally every time was trying to literally fight and antagonize the woman. I feel like that was very toxic, because it made me look very stupid.
Okay, I feel that.
So with me, I feel like one of my biggest toxic moments, or something toxic I did, because it's like, you know, going into it, I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt until you prove to me that, okay, you playing with me. And I feel like with this situation, I got played, it was another girl, and I just kind of feel like where it got toxic was, I knew it was another girl, and when in that situation, I knew he would never have me in the same way. But I think I kind of played it in a way that maybe he thought that, so I kind of led him on. But in my head, I'm like, you played me like this is dead. But kind of like Keisha said, he kind of never knew. And that was very toxic, because it's like, yeah, I was getting back and playing the mind games, but it's like he never knew. So.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
what Keisha said right there? With you two doing that, y'all getting your get back, but him not finding out, how y'all getting some get back? Y'all think y'all doing it just for y'all self-conscious. Y'all ain't really getting no get back.
I think what's toxic about it is you do that, and then it kind of drifts your feelings away from him, and then you're eventually you get over him.
I don't know about your toxic, because I didn't find out.
Yeah.
Because he knows he don't have you in that same way when he can't. When you finally leave, and then he like, dang, she acting different. It kind of works out in the end.
Yeah, let me tell you something. And what Ashley said is absolutely correct. We all have heard the song from K. Michelle. I need another one to get over the other one. We've all heard that song. And for me, I'm speaking for myself. And I think most women, I'll say that. It's hard for us to move on if we don't have somebody in play or somebody on the side.
Right.
If you love somebody and you just seen your whole life flash before your eyes, you saw marriage, kids, y'all dying together like in a notebook, like you saw that with that person, and now he done destroyed it for you. You have to be a very, very strong woman to completely be done with somebody and don't have nobody waiting in the wings for you. And I just feel like for me, talking to somebody, entertaining somebody, maybe going on a date like Ashley said, made me feel more like, okay, I can find somebody else. I can do this, as opposed to me just waiting to the very end of the relationship and now I'm just out here alone.
It's like
so that's for me how
I don't think that's toxic. I don't think that's toxic.
Yeah. No, it is toxic. It is toxic because, and that's why it's not good, and that's why I stopped doing that, because you are still, it's like you got one foot in still with that other one, and you got one foot in with this one. And that's toxic because you're still, okay, if you're gonna act like, I'm okay with you doing it, then you need to be there. If you're not okay, you need to fully leave.
Right.
I feel like
you need to be 100%.
It's not good. It's not good to do.
I feel like it gotta be more than women being toxic than just saying, oh, I got me a backup.
Having a backup is toxic.
If you're in a relationship,
having a backup while you're in a relationship.
That's different. That is toxic. But just
true.
saying, oh, he did me wrong, so I'm about to go to somebody else who I know.
But people do that in a relationship too, though. A lot of girls be having backups. It's just what it is.
Now, having a roster, that is toxic.
I'm talking about a backup. A lot of people in relationships.
To be honest, having a backup to me is way worse than having a roster.
Yes.
I'd rather a man cheat on me with a plethora of women. If it's just one, I'm sick.
Because you think feelings
I'm
are
sick
involved.
behind that.
Yeah, definitely.
So
my one toxic experience, I wouldn't say it doesn't have anything to do with cheating. I would say, like I said earlier, I was the gaslighter. So I would be like, okay, well, I'm nagging you and doing all this other stuff, but I'm like, it's your fault. You're the reason why I'm acting like this.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, that was me. But I mean, after
I remember I used to play the card like I used to just be quick to leave. That's childish. That was like young.
I did that too.
I just be like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Every time we get in an argument, and then that brings them back.
So, alright, so what are some signs that a woman in a relationship is being toxic?
Well, speaking from my perspective, since I was that toxic guy, me doing that toxic stuff and her choosing to stay, not leaving, always bringing this stuff up. We could be doing good. I could be taking her to the mall, I'm saying? We shopping, we at Ruth Chris, we having a good old time. And I bet you did that with that other bitch too. You know what I'm saying? That's toxic. I'm not even on that. We're not even on that right now, you know what I'm saying?
In that case, I might be toxic as hell.
Well, you're toxic as a motherfucker. You doing that?
yeah, that's my toxic trait. I'm going to keep reminding you like this.
If you're going to accept it, shut up and sit there.
I think I might even know what you did, so it's like, nigga, don't keep fucking trying me. I'm gonna keep reminding you, but it don't work like you said. It's toxic
did that too.
Yeah, I think I've done that.
I'm bringing it up, right?
Is communication. It's not even just an act of cheating, it's an act of not knowing how to have a healthy communication about what happened. And a man feels as though like, or people feel as though like once that happens and you stay, we don't have no more further communication. Now my toxic trait is the way I bring it up. So I've learned and matured in the manner in which I bring it up. Now it's kind of like, okay, this is what's affecting me. These are my expectations of you, and this is, you know, what we're gonna do forward. Like, let's get to the root of the issue, not okay, so I'm just mad about what you did X, Y, Z. Like, so I try to figure out a manner in which, so I can bring it up in a healthy manner instead of just feeling like I have to suppress my feelings. If I'm crying in 2-3 weeks, it's okay for me to still be hurt about it. You did it, and if you wanted to stay with me and deal with helping us work through it, then that's a part of that. Like, the part of the healing process is being able to have a healthy conversation.
For sure, like as a married woman, I have to be like, communication is like top, like you gotta, that issue gotta be on point.
Yeah.
Cause it's definitely like you can't just quit. Like like you can't just quit. Like there's a quote like divorce is okay, breaking up is okay, starting over is okay. Like you have to, but you can't like, how can I say this? Like when you communicate, like you're gonna have some problems, but you have to talk to each other, let each other know like your boundaries. Doesn't mean like take shit, but like there has to be like a line.
Right.
So when you communicate with each other, like it has to be like you have to know what issue gonna take. Like he has to know like what's too far. We already know about the Sweetie and Quavo situation. What do you got to say about that?
Well, I was having a conversation with some people the other night about that particular situation, and I feel like, don't think I'm no longer a toxic nigga no more, but
Okay.
I don't think what Quavo did was, it was wrong for him to cheat, but it was expected. You have a rapper, this millionaire, he has women throwing their cells at him 24/7. 24/7. If any female that gets involved with a rapper or a guy that's wealthy, you gotta expect those type of things.
Cheating should never be expected.
Yeah.
Yes, in that type of situation.
In no situation, just because he can't handle pussy thrown at him.
But what nigga go do right?
So does that make it okay?
It does not make it okay.
No, that
but
makes it
she should have expected that.
So can she cheat? Because she's a millionaire.
Exactly. They
Or she got high up.
kind of on the same level.
So can she cheat?
Yeah.
Too?
When y'all cheat, it's different.
No.
Why is it different though?
okay.
But why is it different?
Right.
Because y'all cheat off of emotion. We just cheat till we want to.
That's even worse.
No. Y'all have emotion tied to it. I'm cheating.
Sometimes y'all be loving y'all side chicks too.
Who?
The whole thing is, if y'all remember her tweet, she said she emotionally checked out of, I guess, the relationship with her and Quavo a long time ago, like months ago. So I feel like her doing that interview, she was just like, well, he out here doing his thing.
So ain't no telling with her emotionally checking her ass out what she was doing during that time. Because she still stayed. She still stayed with it.
Yeah, 'cause
so
they
when
didn't
you
want
put it out there that you had already checked out. So you checking out, you probably already been messing. What's the Diddy little boy name? His son?
Justin.
She already probably been messing with him during that time. You never know. Because y'all cheat 10 times better than we do. 10 times better. Y'all do toxic stuff 10 times better than we do. I'm just saying, you're not a cheater, I'm not saying y'all.
No, we know women.
I'm saying women in general. You know what I'm saying? With her, that tweet right there alone was fuel to my fire. Like her saying I emotionally checked out.
Yeah, that was just childish in general.
Man.
The video was too far because at the end of the day, whether we got going on behind closed doors, if we beefing, I'm still not gonna embarrass my man like that. So if we're together, I'm not doing that video.
But can you really say that though? If her man is out here embarrassing her?
Quavo didn't publicly embarrass her until the breakup though. We haven't seen nothing about Quavo cheating.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Quavo cheat like a woman.
Yeah. Now he be cheating.
He ain't like little baby. He ain't like little baby.
I'm like, we haven't seen him did anything until all this came out. But to me, I just find it crazy how you're saying like it's expected because of like how high value is, but Sweetie is high value too. So it's just not fair.
So can you stop being toxic for the right person?
Yes, I feel like.
I think you can.
Like I said earlier, you gotta stop being toxic for yourself.
Okay.
You cannot. There ain't no person that's gonna make you change.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I met the woman that I decided to change for. I'm in a great relationship now. You know what I'm saying? But there's still toxic things in the relationship that I feel like I still do, and I feel like she still do. I mean, when I like a girl picture, she screenshot and send it to me. I wish she would stop, but she does. That's toxic. That's toxic to me. That's toxic.
Yeah, because me, like,
That's
I be like,
toxic.
Ain't nothing perfect. Ain't
yeah.
nothing perfect.
Because I'd be like, oh, you've been a little too friendly. Like, I would constantly do that. Like, yeah, they may be toxic because I'm always bringing up, oh, why are you too friendly to her? I just can't stop doing that.
Is that toxic or is that
Insecurity.
I don't know. Like, I'm not, most of them just like testing him or like.
you ain't testing?
I do. Like, I just be like, oh, why you being too friendly? Maybe because I'm just talking shit. Because I know I would turn around and
that goes women in denial.
Yeah.
They deny.
Okay,
I'm so glad that you're the host. You're a prime example of.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like if I'm not denying.
Because you just said that maybe I'm just testing him. No, you're not.
He said you're not taking accountability.
You're not taking accountability.
For me being, I'm not insecure. But like if we out, and like let's say your man talking to this girl and he's just being like extra he and I'm like, oh, why you being extra friendly? Like that kind of stuff. Like yeah, I'll do that. Like I'm not taking it like serious. I'm just like being childish a little.
Do you like that?
Actually, yeah, he's right. Like he'll be like why you hearing so much? Like he'll do it after the fact. He would not do it there, but me, I do it there. Like just because I'm being extra.
Well, y'all didn't let that toxic stuff go.
Yeah, I know. Like that's it. Everybody got a little toxic in them. I feel like.
That do be giggling.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's just her personality.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not insecure. Like, I know I got my nigga. And like, but I'll still just be extra just to do that.
Is it kind of just to keep him like on his toes?
You got to keep a nigga on their toes. It's not like I'm being toxic, or maybe it is being toxic, but it's like not unhealthy toxic, I feel like.
There's no healthy toxic.
So we focus on the cheating part of toxic a lot, but
that's what I'm saying. Like y'all kept saying cheating, but toxic has levels to that.
Yeah, there's levels to it, but that ain't none of it right though.
It may not, but I'm owning up to my toxicity.
Yeah.
Toxicity, yeah.
No, you ain't, because I just asked you, and you didn't own up to it earlier.
I know you said insecure. I'm not insecure.
Not insecure, but
I may
a
be
little
toxic. Hell yeah.
Okay.
That just gonna show women and men are toxic.
All right. On that note, thank y'all for tuning in. That was our little chit chat on toxic. Can women be toxic? And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, all that.
Y'all girls are awesome.
Woo! Thank you.